There we go. Hey, hey, hey. What's happening, Albuquerque? Welcome to the ABQB2B, the network live stream, the show by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs, giving you nuggets to help you succeed in your entrepreneurial endeavors. Today is Thursday, May 30th, 2019. Luis Hernandez and
Orlando J. Marquez.
That's right. We're broadcasting live from the Kangen Water Store Team Alkaline live stream studios here in beautiful Albuquerque, Nuevo Mexico. What is happening? What's happening? What's up, OJ?
Hey, what's going on, Luis? How you doing today?
Well, you got to make sure you talk right into the microphone.
Oh,
now,
yeah.
you should know this. You're an entertainer.
I got no problems with that.
You are an entertainer, and so here's your camera right up here.
I got no problems with that.
Everybody's looking at you up here.
But what everybody can see is Luis.
Right, but just give it a second. Give it a second there. It's going to transition. It's going to transition. You're going to see your beautiful smiling face, but you got to look up at the camera over here, right? My camera's right here, right next to me here. And so, here we are. So we're trying this Restream.io, and the idea is that we're broadcasting to multiple pages.
Multiple pages.
Right.
So we're maximizing the viewership, right?
We are maximizing the viewership, right? So right now we should be live on my personal page. We should be live on the ABQB2B, the network page. We should also be live on ABQB2B, the network group.
Cool.
Right? And we were working to get some of Tim's pages set up here, and unfortunately that just didn't happen. I do apologize. We said yesterday that we would be doing 9:30, and here we are. It's 10:50, and that's just how some things work out. You know, we got to work out the kinks and all that good stuff. Fortunate for us, we're flexible.
It's all about flexibility and adaptation.
So I got all kinds of cool things here, and over the course of the last month or so, I've had the time to really dig in deep and put some things together, in terms of helping out with what we're doing here on this broadcast,
Right.
and just different things that we plan on doing here, within the ABQ B2B, the network, things that we want to do here in the city of Albuquerque, and just really. I've been able to really take some time to focus on things that are important to what we want to do here in the community.
Absolutely.
And so,
sometimes you got to take a step back from all of the chaos and the riffraff, and you need to just kind of really take a deep breath and take a look around you and see what's going on.
a deep breath, a look around me.
Yes.
Ooh. Okay, here we go. Are you guys ready for this? You guys are going to do this right with us. This is an exercise that you can do right in the comfort of your own office, in the comfort of your own home. If you're driving, please do not attempt to do this. But we're just going to help bring it in, right? So if you would kindly help me, with a little deal that I like to do every now and again. If you just kind of close your eyes, right? We'll do a quick little 10-second guided meditation, right?
But before we start meditating, a little shout out to Robbie Quintana, who's joining us from Boise, Idaho.
We do not want to shout out Robbie Quintana. Let me tell you why we don't want to shout out Robbie
Good
Quintana.
morning to Carolyn Ortega.
Wait, Robbie Quintana got pulled over by the cops for bumping country music.
I know. He was bumping country music in Boise, Idaho.
Country music in Boise, Idaho.
Think that thing would be kind of a normal, right, in Boise, Idaho.
So really.
We bump, Spanish music and gangster rap here in Albuquerque, and they bump country music in Boise, Idaho.
Hey, so here's the other deal: is that yes, if you are, if you're bumping country music in Boise, Idaho, make sure that you don't get pulled over by the police. I mean, really. And I know it's a true story because I know that that Robbie would not put something else up that is not 100% true. Robbie, really, come on, guy. What do you got to say about that?
Oh man,
that's what I want to know. What do you got to say about that?
And while Robbie's thinking about that, good morning to Tim. Tim, good morning. We've got Mr. Benny the Closer Mays. Good morning. Ana Maria Garcia. Good morning. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday. We're almost through the week.
Almost through the week. So we got all kinds of wonderful things to talk about. But the prompt of the day, right? And the prompt of the day basically is going to kind of help kick off the conversation and go in the direction that we want to take this in here. But I'm going to ask you, OJ, what is the biggest lesson a coach or a mentor has shared with you that has completely changed your life that you want to pass on, pay forward to some entrepreneurs that are out there watching with us today?
You know, Luis, it's funny you mentioned that. I was kind of spoiled in my very, very first sales job. I didn't really know. Sometimes you don't realize what you have, you know, what kind of company you have until you realize, you're not at that company anymore.
Yeah.
And my very first sales job was the #1 Dodge store in the country in Las Vegas, Nevada.
No doubt.
Tobin Dodge.
Tobin Dodge.
Home of the king of cars. And I didn't know any better. That was my first sales job ever. I was a teacher before that. And the one of the fundamental things that I learned about the sales process and what it takes to be #1, not just to be successful, but be #1 in the nation, to be #1 at whatever it is, and it's tenacity.
Tenacity?
Tenacity. You need to be tenacious when it comes to, how you go about your day and how you tackle, those challenges that come about.
Right.
For example, with the Dodge store, they fought for every single deal. Any opportunity to make a deal, they exhausted all efforts to fight for every single deal.
To fight.
I mean, they
for
just
every deal.
If a customer was credit challenged, they would go through the whole family and friends of who could co-sign for them. I mean, back then it was a little bit. It was a much different market, but the fundamental principles of being tenacious in sales resonates regardless of what type of field you're in. Whether you're in real estate, whether you're in auto sales, whether you're in insurance sales, the being tenacious with customer service and giving people the absolute best experience that you possibly can. That's what I learned the most from Chop Tobin, the king of cars, and Las Vegas, Nevada, is tenacity.
Tenacity.
The man is.
Does anybody have the definition of tenacity?
Oh, Robbie.
Tenacious D. Can we dub Robbie Tenacious D?
Robbie wants to turn up the mic here.
All you got to do is pull your microphone up. There you go, and adjust it so that you can talk right into it. There you go.
Robbie, is that better?
Much better. So just so you guys know, Robbie, we are self-producing here. The soundboard is over yonder, and we cannot reach out to it. Yes, we did. We neglected to get into the meditation.
We'll get there. All right, we will get there. All right, we always come through the clutch.
We always come through. We'll get to the meditation. I'm going to take you there right now, really quickly. So it's something that I do that I learned quite a while ago. I've got an app that takes me through a structured meditation, and it's sometimes I do 10 minutes, sometimes I do 15, 20 minutes, but it helps to bring me right back here because, like most entrepreneurs, we're a little ADD in the mind when it comes to ideas.
And so we veered off the meditation part.
See, we veered off the meditation, right? And so I use it to help me, bring me back to reality, bring me back to a place of focus, a place where I can really hone in on what it is that I want to achieve, right? And
Absolutely.
so, little guided meditation is simply put, it's breathing and getting to a place where you can get some clarity in your mind and help you focus on the things that you want to do. So, again, if you're sitting in your office, you're sitting at home, if you are driving, do not do this because it's not going to be pretty. And just so you know, here in the Albuquerque market.
Yeah, full disclosure, we did not ask you to do this while
we
driving.
We did not ask you to do this while driving.
Sued.
Yes. Did not ask you to do this. There are plenty of Albuquerque Police Department officers out and about, Bernalillo County officers, as well as the state police here in our beautiful city of Albuquerque. So do not do this, right? Mm-hmm. But simply put, sit in a comfortable place, right? Feet flat on the floor. Arms resting at your side or maybe on your lap. Please uncross your fingers, your hands, your arms, your legs, your toes, all that good stuff. Keep everything uncrossed. We want the energy to flow through you, right? And simply put, you just start with some deep breathing exercises. Deep breath in through the nose. Get in as much as you can. And then you're going to let it out through your mouth very slowly. And you're going to let that air out until you have absolutely no air left into you, till you're at the very last of the air inside of you. And what you're doing is you're releasing
All right.
everything.
All right.
So let's go ahead and try that, right? In through the nose. And in that last little bit of breath that you have, those last 2 seconds of breath, that's where you want to have that cleansing feeling come over your body, right? I'm just getting rid of the nonsense. I'm getting rid of the junk. I'm getting rid of the noise that's in my head. I'm getting rid of all that stuff, right? And I'm getting to my place. Now, so here's the deal, right? You continue to do that, and if you want to have more of a guided meditation, there are plenty of apps out there for you, but the simple way to do this is just do that breathing exercise, and when you get to that last breath, that last little 2-3 seconds of breath is visualize that as you're cleansing, right? You're just moving things out that do not need to be there, right? So do that, and then bring yourself back to a place of focus, right? What is it? What is the one thing, right? So, like for us today, the one topic that we want to make sure that we drive home for everybody is in relation to entrepreneurship, right? And the idea simply is that we want you to get to a place where you are not overwhelmed to the point that you never start working on building your dream, building the business that you want to build, or excelling in the business that you already in, right? You want to not get so overwhelmed that doesn't happen for you, right?
Absolutely, absolutely.
And so, there's here's what I like to say, right? With the internet nowadays, we have resources upon resources.
Oh my
upon
gosh,
resources.
yeah.
I mean, I go down rabbit holes all the time. In fact, the other day, we were up in Espanola, went to church services in Santa Fe, and my mom rode home back to Albuquerque with us, and we got in this conversation about penitentes.
Oh wow, okay.
Right. My mom is from Vegas area.
So
right?
for those of you that aren't sure of what penitentes are, Luis, why don't you let the folks know that?
Let me tell you. So I'm just sharing the idea of resources with you, right? Okay. So my mom is telling me about penitentes and moradas, and the conversation came up because my niece graduated, and at the graduation, there was a gentleman there. That was a keynote speaker, and he had this device, right? And it was a handle, and then attached to the handle was this long block, and he would turn it around, and it would make this really cool noise. And so I was asking about that, and my mom said, well, that's what the penitentes would use when they would come out, when they would want to get everybody into the morada, right?
Okay.
And so I didn't know what a penitente was or what they were, and so. I asked, and as soon as I dropped my mom off, I got to my house. I got on the internet,
right, and
I started searching for penitentes, right?
Okay.
And what they were, and what their origins were, and basically, the quick and the short of it is, back in the day, there were not a lot of churches or priests that were able to get out to some of the smaller communities, and penitentes would kind of take that idea, and they would have these small groups, if you will,
right,
that they would meet and they would pray and they would deliver the message to the smaller communities. Is the gist of it, right? But it's part of our culture,
right?
It is part of our culture, specifically here in New Mexico, right? I didn't know that. The resource was I was able to get on the internet and look it up and find out some information, find out about its origins, find out about people that have written about it, to the point where I may want to reach out to them and have them on this very show.
Right.
Right. Resources.
I
got online and I searched and I looked, right? And so a lot of times as an entrepreneur, we do that same thing, right? we get online and we search, right?
Right.
You're starting a new endeavor.
I am.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm starting a new endeavor. For those of you that knew, I was the team leader at Keller Williams Realty, the Academy office. We have 2 offices here in Albuquerque, Riverside office and the East Side office, Academy. I was the team leader of that office, and was responsible for the growth of the company and coaching, mentoring, sales training, kind of all the above. And I have decided to make the transition from leadership to become a realtor full time.
Now,
So-
have you been in the real estate business before?
Nope.
Ever?
Have not.
Never, ever in the real estate business.
I have not.
Do you know anybody?
Oh,
Close,
I know.
No, like super close to you.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah.
Let me ask you something. When you decided to embark on this journey, did you do any research?
Oh yeah. Well, I had quite a bit of research considering the position I was in prior to. I had a very, very let's call it a bird's eye view of how the inner workings of a real estate company works.
Right.
It's interesting because I did this backwards, right? Usually people become a realtor first and then get promoted into a leadership position. Well, I was recruited to become, leader in this industry
Right.
prior to even getting my license in real estate. So it's interesting because a lot of the things that I was coaching and learning and doing as a team leader, well, now I got to apply that stuff now that I begin, the real estate side of it.
Right.
So it's pretty interesting. Not too many people have that. Have that.
They have
path-
not entered the market in that
have
in that manner.
pathway. Correct.
But they had resources for you.
Correct.
Resources that educated you in the business.
Absolutely, and that is one of the core things about Keller Williams Realty is like they're the #1 education company, training company in the world, regardless of industry.
Right.
I mean, they were voted into the Training Magazine's Hall of Fame because they did training and education so well. So the idea behind that is like, okay, let's find a very talented person that has all of the attributes that we're looking for,
Right.
and we will coach him because we have such a tremendous education and training program. We'll coach him to become a team leader. We'll coach him to become a market center administrator.
Right.
What we look for is we look for the talent,
Right.
and then we just develop that. And it proved incredibly beneficial because of the things that I was able to learn. I was privy to information that even some realtors weren't.
Not even
to.
them cats know.
But,
right.
But now I get to apply that. I'm like, okay,
Right.
now I get to see firsthand, how this applies. The daily grind.
Right.
Building your business, your database. Just calling customers and following up. I mean, it's exciting.
So
exciting.
there's a method. Right?
Correct.
There is a protocol
Mhm.
to operating right
Absolutely.
now, and I'm going somewhere with this, and I know you're looking at me kind of sideways, like, what are you talking about, Lou? What are you talking about, Lulu?
We're always going somewhere, so nothing surprises me.
No, it's just simply that, right? So
Correct.
for a lot of entrepreneurs, we simply put just do not have that opportunity, right?
Right.
And speaking of entrepreneurs, we got Mr. Tim.
Tim,
Mr. Tim Baca,
the Chief Hydration
Chief Hydration
Officer here
joining us.
at the.
Who gave me that title? Was it Coach?
Might have been
Coach.
Was it
Coach gave you the title of the Chief Hydration Officer, and
up?
it
What's
is
up?
very fitting.
Can
Everybody,
you guys hear me?
welcome Tim Baca
Tim Baca, ladies and gentlemen.
to
in the
ABQ,
flesh.
the network live stream,
You're gonna kill me.
right?
Oh boy.
I'm going to kill you because here's the deal, right? He's got some powerhouse entrepreneurs that are globetrotters that happen to be here in
Yes.
Albuquerque.
Yes.
And they happen to be here at the Kangen Water Store at the Team Alkaline live stream studios. And so
I'm gonna get my buddy Brenden on.
absolutely.
He just came in last night, and this guy is a major entrepreneur. If you really want to learn about the millennial generation that's just killing it,
right.
you got to meet Brenden. He'll be here all day. He'll be here tomorrow.
Awesome.
And these guys do some amazing stuff. But I'm gonna get Brenden on in a second. Let me
Okay.
just
Yeah,
give me
no,
1 second.
we'll get Brenden on here in a second, and Tim actually sent me a video. There we go. We need some juice on that.
You know what? That third one, what is that?
I'm not sure. I believe we need juice on all of those. Our audio is maybe not working as well as it probably could be. There we go.
And while we're working on that, I'd like to say a good morning to Mrs. Rachel Hernandez, who's tuning in right now. Manny Perea, good morning. What else we got?
That's what I love about OJ, man. He always wants to shout everybody out.
You know what? I appreciate people tuning in. You know, I appreciate we have anybody tuning in.
So we're on
ABQB2B.
ABQB2B, the network, on the Luis Hernandez page.
Jesse
and
Baca, good morning, buddy. How are you doing?
all kinds of good stuff. So really quickly, while we waited on Brenden here, the point that I was trying to make, OJ, is that as entrepreneurs, we oftentimes get overwhelmed because we have resources, and sometimes if we get online and we start looking at different resources, we can go down rabbit holes.
Absolutely.
On trying to find the things that are going to help us within our business, right? I've done it plenty. All of you guys that are out there watching that are running businesses of your own, or if you're marketing for a business, same challenge, right?
Correct.
What happens is you can go down these rabbit holes and you can get completely overwhelmed and confused, right? It's happened to me before, right? It's happened to me this month where I've become completely overwhelmed by all the details of all the different things that need to happen in order to start a business, become an entrepreneur. There's a lot of steps.
Right.
And if you don't have a plan in place to do that, you can quickly get overwhelmed. Now, when we talk about, the Tobin Dodge, right?
Right.
They had a system.
Oh my gosh.
They had a system. We're talking about Keller Williams. They've got a system,
Systems in
right?
place.
System in place right now. For those of you guys that are entrepreneurs that are doing this, going at this all by yourself, you don't have a system. You have no system.
Right. Sometimes you're developing it as you go.
You develop it as you go. But there are resources out there, right? Plenty of resources. There's, the Small Business Development Center. There's, places like Wells Fargo has a Wells Fargo Works program on their website.
Absolutely.
There's steps that you have to take, in your entrepreneurial endeavors, right? I was doing some research for the show today, and I came across a young lady by the name of Coco Sodek. She's a radio show host, business consultant, and
Where's she based out of?
she's in New York, based out of New York, right? And that's the power of the internet, is that you can find these people, you can tap into their knowledge, you can tap into their wisdom, right? And she's got 3 things to get right.
Okay.
Excuse me, 3 things to get right when starting a business, right?
Okay.
And those are kind of the 3 key topics that we want to talk about today. The first one is make sure that there are potential customers for whatever it is you're selling.
That's true.
Right? That's the first thing.
Yeah. Might be a good idea to have, a client base of some sort.
A client
before
base
you
of
launch a
some sort
business.
before you launch your business, right? You want to make sure that you're going to have something or people that you are going to be able to sell your product, your services to. You got to have those people there, right? So that is the first thing that you got to get right.
Number 1.
The second thing that you got to get right is you got to plan on how. Emphasis on how, right? You're going to get your products or your services to those customers. What's the delivery model?
How are you going to do it?
How are you going to get?
What are the costs?
Yes.
Any overhead.
Right.
Absolutely.
Again, how? How are you going to get what you're selling, right? And then, of course, the most important one, right, is to start small and grow from there, right?
Absolutely.
We're going to talk with some entrepreneurs that have been at it for quite some time here in a little bit. But it's important for you to know and understand that their success that they're seeing today did not start yesterday. It didn't happen overnight. It was a process that they've gone through to get to where they're at.
Absolutely.
And, just in life, know that, all good things happen in due time.
Yes, they do.
In due time.
In due time.
Not due time. See, I was just checking to see if OJ was paying attention.
Sorry. Trying to multitask here.
So we're gonna do a deep dive on those 3 topics here. Let me see if I got some folks here. Tim has vanished here, so we'll get Brenden here in just a little bit there. But again, make sure that there are potential customers for what you're selling. Make sure that you've got a plan on how you're going to get your products and services to these customers. And last but not least, we're going to start small and grow from there. Even if you dream big, you don't necessarily have to start there, right?
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that.
That's one of the big challenges that I have, because how many times have we sat across the table, OJ? We did this on the phone the other day, right?
We did this on the phone.
We did this. Okay, here we go. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, damas y caballeros, boys and girls, abuelas y abuelitos. Ladies and gentlemen, please help me welcome to ABQB2B, the network live stream, Brenden.
What's up, guys?
How you
What's
doing,
happening, my
Brenden?
man?
What's going on?
Just woke up from a long, I think, 10-hour drive from Dallas.
Oh, wow. I hate that drive.
Oh, yeah.
Scooted
man.
on in just a little bit and make sure that
So just a little bit.
you're talking right into that
All
microphone.
right, can you guys hear me now?
Oh,
Yes.
Is that better?
So let's get your best rendition of Elvis.
Thank you very much.
Hey,
Hey.
there we go.
There we go.
See, hey, you know he's an entrepreneur because he thinks right on his feet.
Right on his feet.
out.
So before we even get started in with who you are and
Right.
what you do and why you're here in Albuquerque,
Okay.
why you drove 10 hours from Dallas, right? Let me ask you a really quick question here. What is the biggest lesson a coach or mentor has shared with you that has made the biggest impact in your life that you want to pass along to our viewers out there?
Honestly, as corny as it sounds, it's probably the fact that you don't lose until you quit.
Ha!
Boom. Hey,
Don't lose until you quit.
you don't lose till you quit.
Yeah.
Don't lose until you quit. I like that, right?
Yeah.
I do like that too.
OJ's was tenacity.
Yep.
Don't lose until you quit.
Well,
Or
yeah.
don't quit until you lose.
No.
Or
It
don't
kinda
lose
goes
until you
into
quit.
that,
Yeah.
Yeah, you can't lose if you don't quit.
You cannot lose if you don't quit.
Yeah.
I love that. I love that. Well, let's just let's go ahead and jump right in. Tim Baca, sent me a text message yesterday, and he shared a video with me. He was like, "Dude, you gotta watch this." I said, "Why?" He said, "Because you're gonna want in on this." And I said, "Well, why?" And I gotta love Tim. Tim is great at sourcing opportunities, right?
Absolutely.
Right.
But we're going to take 20 steps back, right? And
Okay.
let's meet you. So give us the name of your company first.
Well, I mean, I'm a top earner in a Magic, but I own my own business through the Amazon platform, which is the drop shippers.
Okay.
We build pre-built and automated stores for people. Am I allowed to talk numbers or no?
Yeah,
Hey.
absolutely. Here's the deal, right?
You're-
This is an open
Yeah,
platform.
it's open
Right.
platform. Hey.
You can talk however you see fit.
Okay.
Just be your real, true, authentic self.
Okay, perfect. So basically, I got into the Amazon space because two of my really good friends, one of them's actually right here, Sean Parvega, they're making $20,000-$30,000 a month, completely hands-free from Amazon,
Right.
which is insane to me, right? Because I'm just like, what do you mean? They're like, yeah, we don't do anything. I'm like,
Okay.
Ah.
All right. Say no more. All right.
Yeah.
Tell me where I sign up.
oh, right. No, but
No, I'll give you a hard time.
Well, it's just the concept was so simple, right?
Correct.
It's like you're basically using the 4-hour work week. You're
Okay.
taking advantage of the fact that other people in other countries are seeking more opportunity to work for us and really learn how to do things that we don't really want to do all day.
Sure.
Mhm.
Like we take advantage of the concept of drop shipping, which is finding items, sourcing them from a cheaper place and selling it for more on a different platform,
Right.
which you focus on making 10-20% and of profit margins, and we build stores to $100,000 plus a month in volume within 6 to 8 months. So we have over 200 plus clients now. We've made over $4 million in the past 4 months, just because people see the value in it. which
I'm
is-
sorry. Did you say $4 million
Yeah,
in what time frame?
4 months.
4 months.
4 months.
$1 million months. I recall the conversation I had at this very table with JP about $1 million businesses, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And what you're telling me is that you have $1 million months.
Well, it started off with like $500,000, but then it
Yeah.
compounded. Like, you can't buy a $40,000 Rolex without millions in the bank. Like,
Absolutely.
Like what-
Can we just?
Oh, yeah.
Look at that.
like-
$40,000 Rolex
like, you know
watch
what I mean?
right
Like,
there.
and
Right?
don't get me wrong, I didn't get it for 40,000. Like, I bought bulk. I bought them in bulk. So I made money on it. I got these for
There you
like
go.
got them for like 29 a piece.
Yeah.
Right.
So I'm in profit. I could sell them used for 33, 34.
See, so he's already. I mean, that's a true entrepreneur there,
Right.
And John Paul Getty, one of the America's first billionaire, always said, if it appreciates, buy it. If it
Absolutely.
depreciates, lease it.
Oh, absolutely.
I like that concept.
Our fundamental, America's first billionaire, J.P. Getty, and that was his concept. Is look, if it appreciates, buy it. If it depreciates, lease it.
No, that's facts.
And you know, I mean, and you're already thinking as a true entrepreneur, because I mean, even though you're making massive amounts of money, you're still thinking in a way to like, no, I'm going to maximize my profits in every single thing.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like for me, like I made my first million in network marketing. I also lost my first million in network marketing. And then I made my first million again in network marketing. Then I lost it again in network marketing. And it's like, you know, you do it a few times, right? And you start to learn, you know, that, you know, for some reason people think that the more money you make, you know, money is less.
Yeah.
Like everyone goes like, yeah, I know, Brenden, I know 10 grand isn't a lot to you anymore. And I'm like, what are you talking about? 10 grand is going to always be a lot of money.
Sure.
Like 10 grand, 20,000, it's always a lot of money, right? But for some reason, people have this like weird like fallacy that like the more money you make, you see money as less. That's how you lose it all, right?
Yeah.
Like I've lost it enough times where it's just like, oh yeah, I got, you know, $500,000 in the bank, screw it, whatever, buy it. No, that's how you lose everything.
Right.
Right. So like
Yeah.
like I'm not saying you be cheap or like be frugal, but you know, I'm just saying.
You know, and it's not about that, Brenden. It's just it's about being, you know, methodical. And
Yeah,
being,
facts.
you know, and calculated. You know, I mean, you can take calculated risks.
Facts.
Absolutely.
I love that. That plays right into what our topic is for the day, and the idea. The big idea for the day is to not get overwhelmed,
Right.
To the point that you never start working on your dream, right?
Right.
And the kind of the topics that we're talking about is the 3 things to get right when starting a business, and so.
Ooh.
I'm going to share those with you, and then I'm going to ask you to take us on a journey, okay?
Let's go.
So the first one is we got to make sure that there are potential customers for what you're selling, whatever it is.
Right.
Mm-hmm. The second thing is you got to plan. On how you're going to get your products or your services to those customers.
Right.
Okay. And the third thing is you got to start small and grow from there. Right. You didn't wake up, yesterday decide that you were going to do this Amazon business, and today you're doing $4 million.
No, I didn't.
No, right. It took some time, right?
Yeah.
So those are the things that we're talking about. But let's take it a step back. Let's, if you don't mind me asking, how old are you?
I'm 25.
25 years old, right?
Yeah.
He's got 20 years on me. Don't tell anybody, right?
Shh.
Top secret. 20 years on me. So where are you from?
Well, born in South Korea, but then I immigrated to America, California, when I was 2 or 3.
Okay.
And then I was raised in L.A., Torrance, which is funny, right? Anashgoff's in Torrance. I was raised in Torrance. And I actually heard about like this crazy water thing when I was like 10 or 11 years old.
No doubt.
Wow.
I swear I heard about it. And I'm just like, yeah, okay, whatever. And then my mom met my stepdad, who's literally like my best friend. He's my straight up my dad now.
That's fantastic.
It's
good to hear.
And you know, obviously, in the beginning, it's like, oh yeah, you're just a guy that's that wants to bleep my mom, whatever, bro. And then we grew up, and then he's become my closest friend. But I grew up in Orange County.
Okay.
And I was a banana. I was yellow on the outside, white on the inside.
Sure.
You know what I mean? Like I just thought I was one of the Cali boys. Definitely not one of them. But yeah. But yeah, that was the background. And then I worked the job for 2 years. I was working like 12, 13, 14-hour days though, because I lived in Orange County, but my job was in North Orange, like Santa Ana.
Gotcha.
If you know anything about that highway.
Oh boy.
My God.
Yeah.
So did you have a car that you drove, or was it public transit?
No. I drove a
Yep.
car. Like I had to save up and buy my first car, which at the time my boss was actually really cool. He actually let me buy one of his old cars from him.
Oh, nice.
And just pay it off with my paychecks, which I thought was amazing at the time, which I'm still grateful for. But it's
looking
like,
back, you're like,
I was basically just working for free.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Well, you were working for a car, right?
But dude, like, what for 12, 13-hour days, where am I driving? To work? Like, you know what I mean? It's like a dog buying its own collar. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, you're just like trapped. But it is what it is. It taught me a lot. The work ethic, drive, thicker skin. Because I worked with a lot of men's men. You know what I mean? Like,
Okay.
I worked with a lot of people in like, I guess you could say like factory work and like engineering and stuff like that, corporate stuff. So it gave me that thick skin. So when I like enter network marketing, which is just full of like really thin-skinned people.
Right.
Because the best and worst thing about network marketing is this: anybody can do it.
Anybody can
Wow.
do it.
It's the best and worst thing, right?
Right.
Everyone's like, there are a lot of sensitive people that end up in network marketing, and that's why a lot of people don't make it, because they think that, oh, I buy this, my friends will buy this, oh, I'm rich.
Right.
Oh, you know that's not true.
Oh yeah, we know how that works.
So let's talk about your first trip to the network marketing
Okay.
school, if you will, right?
Yeah.
What was the first product that you started with?
Air.
Air.
I ended up in a company which was $100 a month, which they told everyone that it was going to be a Amazon platform. Ironic, right?
Yeah.
It was going to be an Amazon platform with the best deals in the world, $100 a month membership. And I did well with it because it's a great concept.
Sure.
This was before e-com really took off.
Right.
And I built that to I enrolled about 700 people my first year in network marketing. Wow. It's $100 a month. It's not that impressive. But I was making $5,000 to $8,000 a month in network marketing my first year, and it was more money than I've ever really seen in my entire life.
Yeah.
But the company shut down because obviously if you sell air, FTC goes, hey, that's not allowed. and me being 20 years old, I'm like, aw, okay, that sucks. But it is what it is, and you learn from it.
Yeah, absolutely. So you got in, and we're talking about this as well. They had a structure, on how to do the business, correct?
Yeah, but what's a structure in network marketing?
True.
Like, you know what I mean? Like, no, like I have so many friends of mine that are multimillionaires in door knocking businesses, right? And you notice how they are so anal about structure.
Right.
Right. In network marketing, they sell you on the fact that you can live a free life, but they don't teach you that you have to have massive structure before you get that free life, right?
Right.
So
there you go.
My big thing is that, look, I have nothing against network marketing. It's the only reason why I am the way I am today.
Gotcha.
Right.
Well, you take those lessons, right?
Right.
You take those lessons that you learned, and you extract the concepts that worked for you.
Absolutely.
And you kind of do away with the
Right.
negative stuff that a lot of people get bad taste in their mouths.
Well, right here's one of the best examples of structure, right?
Right.
You want to know why the Bacas are doing so well in Enagic?
Right.
Look around us.
Yeah.
This is called structure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like
Literal structure.
Exactly.
Like literal structure, right? You have a place for people to show up. You have a place for people to share ideas, to work, introduce people to the concept of the water, the business. That's amazing. Like for me, I built a $20 million business in Enagic in my opinion, just because I took it to Australia. Like I didn't have structure. I didn't. I'm one of those guys. And I still don't have structure, to be honest with you. I'm insane. Like, do you know what? Do you know why I drove here? I flew into Texas or Dallas to go pick up my friend Sean.
Yeah.
I didn't want him to drive here by himself. I ended up playing poker for the next couple nights. I made $20,000 playing poker. I went to the Toyota dealership. I bought a brand new 2019 Tundra, the 1794 model.
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, let's just drive this back. That's what's here. I have no structure. I have zero structure. But it's like you do it for the story, right?
Sure.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
But leading up to today, right?
Right.
You've gone through different iterations in
Absolutely.
life, right? And in the business or in the market, if you will. So
Right.
right after that first endeavor, what was your second endeavor?
Actually, that's interesting. I got convinced into starting up a network marketing company with kids. A bunch of other 20-year-olds started an MLM company, and I had so much faith in it because, when you, they just know how to talk to you when you first get your first success.
Sure.
And you think you know everything at 21. Like, you really do. You think you know everything. We're like, we're going to crush it. I put in like 700 kids into that business in 24 hours.
Are you kidding me?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Impressive.
It also lasted 24 days.
But hey,
Yeah, but you learn from it again, and then
Yeah.
I was done with MLM for a long time. But that's when I bought my first Kangen machine. It's when everything fell apart, and I was like, you know what? I'm just gonna buy this machine. I saw what the water can do for my friends and my family. Like, I saw the demonstration, and I just bought it. So and this lucky guy, dude, let me make this very clear. The only reason I'm in Enagic, it wasn't because of the mentorship. It wasn't because amazing these distributors. No, that's bullshit. Oh, am I allowed to curse?
You're good. You're allowed
It's
to do whatever you
we're good.
want.
Bro, people try to take all this credit like, oh, this is how we got Brenden Tieger involved in Enagic, blah, blah, blah. No, the water got me involved.
Yeah.
I bought the machine from some random lucky person that got to enroll me, and that random lucky person and everybody above them got lucky enough for the fact that I love the water enough to build the business.
Right.
Nobody was like, and that's the thing. People are like, oh, I got to become this amazing person so that people can join me. Sell something legit and you'll find real people.
oh, absolutely.
Like, that's it.
That's fundamental.
Like, just sell real things. Like you're like, oh, no, I need to get like the best people. No, find the best product,
The best product.
and the builders will come.
Right.
That's it, right? So like, you know, these people that are above, you know, I got some issues which we won't talk about today. But if you're listening, I'm coming after you, and watch out. But it's like, you know, like I will never regret building an Magic. Like for me, my business does about 100+ units a month, still pretty consistently.
Okay.
Wow.
Where's it based out of?
Everywhere, America, Canada,
Awesome.
Australia, New Zealand, and you know, I'm really proud of my guys for really building it the way they did. We just pulled off an epic event in Sydney, or no, in Gold Coast, and we had about 500 people show up. We're about to do another one in July in Sydney, but we're gonna change it up a bit. We're gonna focus it more towards entrepreneurship and stuff like that, because honestly, I don't know what we can talk about for Kangen water for 2 days straight. Like,
Well, you know what? There's
water's great.
Plenty. There's a lot. I mean, and you know, I think that it's important that you know, individuals are able to share their personal stories on how
but
the
we can't-
water.
but we can't.
You can't.
No, you can't do that anymore.
No.
What?
Have you not? Have you not? read?
I have not.
Oh no, we can't talk about testimonies, income claims, health claims.
Really?
Yeah, that's why it's not a 2-day event anymore.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so we learned something new
All right,
here
there,
today,
you-
right?
there we go.
Yeah. No, and it's not me going like, oh, no. It's just, okay, look, you're given a set of rules, now you follow it, right?
Yeah.
And
Right.
the thing is, like, look, these things that we're not able to do anymore, it doesn't mean that we can't share what the water does,
Okay.
which is, you know, pH stands for potential hydrogen. People forget about that. And that doesn't mean we can't talk about molecular hydrogen. The
Okay.
reason why the pH is higher isn't because, oh, healing, that's why it's higher. No. It's higher because the higher the pH, that means the more hydrogen is in it. And then you could talk about the molecular hydrogen. If you look into molecular hydrogen, you're going to be like, oh my goodness, this is amazing.
Right.
And that's what we need to focus on more as a company and as distributors.
I see.
And that's just me being on a technical standpoint now, right? Because in the beginning, when you're starting to build your business, you just try to say everything and anything to sell the machine.
Right.
Right.
But then once you have a multi-million-dollar business and you want to protect it, and you want your people to be protected, you started to do it. You have to be smarter, right? So it's like, for me, like whenever I see anyone post their income or their stuff like that, I'm like, hey, dude, just take that down.
Yeah.
It's not necessary. You know, people join and quit your business for the same reason. If they join you to make money, they're going to quit because they don't make money.
Sure.
Yeah, it's true.
But at the end of the day, with the Magic, I never, ever regret selling anyone a machine, whether they build a business or not, because I know their life and their kids' lives, the future kids' lives, are benefited from just having a Kangen machine.
See, and that's the beauty of this amazing product, right? Is
Yep.
that it goes beyond the money.
Exactly.
It goes beyond the money. You're changing people's lives. I mean,
Absolutely.
people that have legitimate health problems, right?
Right.
Right.
People that have never really been water drinkers before in their
Yep.
lives. You know, it's an incredible company in that aspect. So it's not
Absolutely.
about the money.
Oh,
It's
and
that doesn't have to be the
And it's
the motivation.
It's a domino effect, right? When you start to drink like alkalized water, which I always say alkalized. Like, there's no, people say it's alkalized and alkaline's different. No, it's not. It's the fact is, the people that are marketing alkaline water, yes, they do use chemical compounds to make their water instead of using it through natural sources like electricity. And that, you know, that we try to differentiate that way. It's alkaline water, but the thing is, it's not chemically induced.
Gotcha.
It's, right? So,
Yeah.
and the cool thing about that though is, like, look, with this machine, this water and everything of the sort, it's like, look, this is gonna be something like the microwave. There's all these multimillionaires that sold the microwave back in the day. Like, you know, it sounds like a crazy concept, right? But it's like, no. Like, at the end of the day, like, they're putting stuff in the water that protects the infrastructure of the pipes instead of your stomach,
Right.
right? So, and the chemical's literally called lye. Like,
Oh,
you know what I mean?
wow.
And there's power in words.
Interesting.
Literally called lie.
It's
Okay.
called lye.
Okay.
And that's what protects the pipes. And, like, but it's like, what? Like, words are powerful. So I'm like, you know, the question started with, like, you know, you just got to build something that's full of integrity that you're proud of. Like, for me, like, I'm so proud that my family is on the water. You know, no claims, blah, blah, blah. Don't sue me if you're listening to this. But, like, look, all I'm saying is, all these people that I've introduced the water to, one day they had something, the next month or two they no
Right.
longer did. I'm not saying the water did that, but the water starts a domino effect. When you start to drink more alkaline, alkalized water, you start to eat healthier, you start to have a more active lifestyle, you're more hydrated, you're thinking better, you're making better conscious decisions. Like, literally, it is proven that if you're dehydrated, you make worse decisions dehydrated than drunk. Like, think about that.
Oh
right?
boy.
The hangover.
Okay.
Oh,
Note to
seriously.
The
self.
hangover, right?
No, think about this. Like, no, it's like people think that, oh, I'm so hungover from all this alcohol. No, it's dehydration.
Right.
It's literal dehydration.
Yeah,
Like,
dehydration. And let's talk about that, right? Because
Right.
it's not even any. You don't have to have a medical ailment, right?
No.
It could just be something as simple as being dehydrated, which
Right.
I was severely dehydrated that day that I showed up here to do ribbon cutting, and I drank water, and it had an effect on me that blew me away.
Right.
I left here, went to a meeting, and I was so on point
Right.
with my ideas, my thoughts, and my delivery of those ideas and thoughts that I stood beside myself and said, "Who the heck is this guy here?
Yeah.
This is hydrated Lou."
Hydrated Lou.
Dehydrated Lou and hydrated Lou.
There you go.
Dehydrated Lou and hydrated Lou, right?
It's like Snickers. It's like
Exactly right. We should do like a little sizzle reel or like a little spoof commercial of the Snickers commercial with the Kangen water. You know what I
But,
mean?
so no, I mean, and absolutely, this is certainly an opportunity. So if you guys are out there watching, there is an opportunity here, within Kangen, marketing the units, right?
Yeah.
And understand that it's just one of those opportunities for you to have better health in your life.
Yeah, no, it's
That's
look,
all.
it's one of those things where look, the fact is, if you focus on the fact that you want to get a machine for your friends and family, people see that. People
Yeah.
see the genuine side of that. How did I hit 6K in a month? It's because I bought the machine for a year or maybe even 2 years. I didn't sell the machine. I didn't sell the water. And people saw that. They knew I had the machine, but they didn't see that I wasn't going to build a business.
Right.
But then I decided to build a business because then I was like, you know what? This is the only thing I've ever bought in my entire life that I just wanted in network marketing that I didn't want to make money off of.
Right.
I didn't need to. I didn't want to.
Right.
It wasn't a desire of mine. But then when they saw me start to push it, I got to share the fact that, hey, look, I didn't build this business for an entire year.
Right.
Bro, dude, this is the only thing I ever wanted to buy and not sell. Like, does that not show, like the intention is
Right.
there,
Absolutely.
So-
Absolutely.
And it's just like, the crazy thing is with Enagic, though, it's like, that's what it taught me, though. It's just like, you know what? It taught me that, look, price is never an issue. It's value.
Right.
Absolutely.
Price is never the issue. It's value. If people see value in it, price don't matter. If you sell something real, your business will become real, and a real business makes money. Dude, if your business ain't making money, it's a hobby. It's just what it is. Like, no offense, but
Right.
it's a hobby.
Yeah.
And it's like, look, if you want to have a real business, sell something real that you can stand behind fully, that you would sync with if it does, like all the kinds of like captain of the ship type of stuff. Take responsibility for it. Don't look up. Don't look left. Don't look right. God knows I never looked up. Like, God, every time I looked up, I got shat on, right? So it's like, well, why even look up anyways? So
Right.
look left, look right, look down. Like, just take care of your people and do what's best for you, because what's best for you is what's best for your people. Because if you're in a good mental state, if you're doing well, you can help people more. And that's the thing. Too many people try to fill up other people's cups when their cups are empty, and it's like,
Woo!
Wow. Yeah,
There you go.
that's
That's a
powerful
nugget
right
all
there.
in
That's
itself
a
right
nugget.
there.
That's
Yeah.
a whole other conversation
Right.
right
How
there.
you gonna fill up my tank when you ain't got no gas?
that's what I'm saying, right?
It's like, really?
they literally try just like they're trying to push your car for you.
Well, I mean, and it goes back. I mean, you can parlay that to a lot of different things. Okay, what are you going to show me as an entrepreneur? When no offense, but you're
man.
driving a beat up Buick.
Oh yeah,
it's like,
the funny thing is,
but you're the guru.
No, I literally left college or university because my professor didn't have the car that I was right, because he was a businessman. But the thing is, I always say this: what you drive does not dictate or define how much
No,
money you
it
have to make.
doesn't.
It doesn't. But at the time, that's what I thought, and because I thought that way, that is what got me to quit school. But now, obviously, I don't judge people off the cars they drive.
Of course.
I just bought a Toyota. Like,
Yeah.
I'm 25 now, so I'm like more practical, right? So I'm like thinking
Right.
like, okay, I was on the deal. I'm like, dude, I could go buy a GTR with what I'm buying this truck for. They're like, yeah, but your GTR gonna work in 10 years. I'm like, oh, you got me. Oh, you got me, dude. He got me real good with that. I'm like, oh snap. I'm like, and I thought about it, like, bro, I used to have a Toyota Tacoma when I was in high school, and that thing had 200,000 miles
Yeah.
on it, and I still sold it for 10 grand. I'm just like, ooh,
Value.
value, baby. So I'm like,
Value.
So what you're telling me is that the dealership communicated with you.
oh man, no, they closed me.
They communicated with you,
Oh,
right?
they did well, because I'm just like, damn, you're right. And I'm like, and the thing is, it's like, look, my dad was unlucky and lucky enough to get the TDI Q7,
Okay, nice.
which they're doing huge recalls on.
I know.
So
Yeah.
the car's worth 10 grand, but he's getting 40 back for
Yeah.
it. But now the house has my Audi A7 and the Prius and my dad's TTRS, right? So no family car.
No family car.
And I travel a lot. I go to Australia, New Zealand. I travel a lot. So I'm like, you know what? I'll just get like a really, really, really big car, something loud and obnoxious to piss him off for fun. But I'm gonna wrap it some crazy colors too.
Oh my gosh, there we go.
Oh, so that way, like when he drops off my little sister at school, she thinks she's super dope, and he's just like, oh my god.
It's like, I cannot believe I'm doing this.
But it's dope though.
But it's dope.
There you go. And so when you build to the capacity that you've built,
Yeah.
you're able to do those things.
Yeah.
You're able to have the lifestyle that you want, right? And one of the perceptions that entrepreneurs have is that, I'm gonna stop. I'm gonna get out of the rat race. I'm gonna leave the corporate America.
Yeah.
I'm gonna become an entrepreneur because I want to have this lifestyle
Right.
that I want to have, right?
Right.
What they fail to recognize is that they have to go out and work for it.
Yeah. See, you're right, because people get so enticed by the fact they don't have to work when they make it.
Right.
But you have to work your ass off
Right.
in that process. Like, I've been an entrepreneur for almost 6 years now. I can't remember the last time I've taken like more than one weekend off doing something else.
Right.
Like, I have fun in the process. Like, people
Right.
see me like traveling, going to festivals once in a while, buying cool stuff. There's a reason why I do all of that, and I monetize it. Like, people follow my journey. They see me do my thing.
Right.
They see. You think I bought that truck because I want to? It's marketing, baby. Dude, I do what I want, marketing, baby. Like, it looks
Right.
good. Yeah, is it comfy? Do I love the leather interior? That's brown. Yeah, brown interior. Yeah, it's lit, but I don't need a damn car. Like, I don't live here.
And I don't live here. I just bought a car just to drive.
Just to
to
drive.
Albuquerque because my
Just to
friend would
drive.
be by himself.
Well,
Yeah.
right. No, it's a common dream that if you build it, they will come.
Oh,
right.
it's so true.
And that's
Yeah.
what everybody makes that mistake in life, right? But the reality is that that's not how it works. You've actually got to go out there and figure out who are the best potential customers for whatever it is that you're selling, and then you got to get out there and communicate with them.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
You have to get out there and sell.
You got to go out.
Yeah,
and
you do.
just-
It's not right, and I say a lot with social media. It's easy to say, I can buy $50,000 in ads, and set up this this massive funnel system, right?
Yeah.
That automates the entire process, and
Yeah.
that's build it and they will come.
It's half and half, right? 'Cause
But you still have to.
You have to connect, right? But the thing is, it's like, look, I know of good systems out there, and I know of bad systems, right?
Right.
And the thing, oh yeah, I'm about to spill the tea, Holmes. But no, straight up, it's like, look, there's a good, there's bad apples and there's good apples,
Right.
And it doesn't mean they're bad people, but it's what it is. And like,
Right.
look, I believe in platforms, I believe in funnels, I believe in systems, because systems are what make companies last.
Right.
Right.
Because everything else, that means if it's not systemized, that means it's all based off humans.
Right.
Humans make mistakes, systems don't, right? So it's like when
That's another nugget, by the way.
drop, right? But it's like, no, so the thing is like, look, I built 99% of my business all organically. I use social media as an organic platform. I never paid for an ad. I've never done that kind of stuff. But I also know people that have done it through Facebook ads. But the thing is, there's a commonality to all of it, though. Like, it's all about just having more eyes onto what you have to sell
Right.
and who you are as a person. So
Absolutely.
same thing with social media, with ads, organic or non-organic. It's all about giving massive, massive value. The problem with it right now is that people think they're on two different sides. Is it, oh, you use Facebook ads? Oh, I don't mess with you. Oh, you use organic? Oh, you're stupid. Like,
It's like you can't win.
So
right?
true. Very true.
And the thing is, it's like, look, what are you guys doing? Like, it's not you versus me. It's us versus everyone else.
Exactly.
Right? So it's like, look, if we're all in a Nagic, we should all be in a Nagic.
Right.
Right? But the thing is, like, there is, like, this fraternity, sorority type of thing going on with people that use systems and people that don't. When at the end of the day, look, people that use systems, they're going to have to end up using organic because, look, they're going to burn through their leads or lists or whatever it is, right?
Right.
But same thing with organic. You're going to burn through your leads and your lists. You're going to start to learn how to use systems as well. And it's
Right.
like, look, for me, my Anagic business can be explained very simply. It's a chicken with its heads cut off, but somehow it became king. like, look, literally. And it's like, look, I'm very blessed for it. I'm very, very
Right.
genuinely happy. But at the end of it all, it just comes down to, look, you can roast a duck in a million different ways.
Right.
But remember, like, it's about eating. So let's all focus on eating. Like,
Let's go eat some stuff.
that's what I'm
That's
saying.
some stuff. I like it.
Let's eat some stuff there.
Yep.
That's exactly where it's at, right?
Yeah.
We've got to eat some stuff, and in order for us to be able to eat some stuff, we've got to come up with a product,
Yep.
right, that people want, that people need,
Right.
product or service.
Yeah.
Right.
Right.
Once we've got that, we gotta have some sort of a delivery method
Yeah.
to get that product or service to their hands.
Right.
Right. And we have to realize that we're gonna have to start small. We can dream as big as we want.
Right.
We can have the most grandiose ideas of how we're going to be driving a 2020 Toyota Tundra truck from Dallas, Texas to Albuquerque, New Mexico.
I mean, I'm just getting started, but thanks.
So let's talk about the first business that you started to discuss when you sat down here at the desk, right?
Amazon?
So you're successful with the Magic, right?
Right,
Now,
right,
really
yeah.
quick question: are you going to be here tonight for the demonstration?
I
I believe there's one happening here tonight. Let's get some verification from
Yeah, on
from
every
Tim
Thursday
on
night,
that.
right? He
Uh,
has the demonstrations.
I'll flip a coin on that. Yeah, I'll flip a coin on that.
We'll
Yeah.
flip a coin on that. I'll have to. You guys will have to tune in maybe a little bit later on, or maybe I'll shoot out a message to everybody to
Yeah.
let them know if you'll be here. But so you're successful with the Magic.
Yeah.
You've built a business in multiple countries.
Yep.
Right. Something that most folks that multi-level marketers would only dream of.
Yeah.
You could probably write a book on your journey. I'll call it that, your journey, right? And maybe you should, right? Because it's such a.
I literally can't remember the last time I've used a pencil or pen.
That's okay. You don't have to nowadays.
I don't want to type shit either.
Hey, you don't have to. Your
It's on your
tablet, your
phone.
iPad. Yeah, get on your phone and just
Can I
tell the
hire
story.
someone for this?
And delegate it.
Well, and that's the cool part, right? Once you start to see success,
Yeah.
you're going to be able to tap into to people that are experts in specific things.
Oh
Correct.
yeah, like ghostwriters and stuff. Yeah, that's true,
Exactly
yeah.
right. And
Absolutely.
you started to talk about that with the new business. So let's come full circle
Oh yeah, yeah.
to that right
Of course,
there.
yeah.
And let's tell people about what kind of opportunities.
Well, my thing is, look, for me, it's always like see it, believe it kind of stuff, and have faith in what you're building, right? So when I see my boys Sean and Majid, which, bless their hearts and soul, like two of the nicest people I've ever met in my life.
Right.
But it's not like they were any way or sort of form when I met them successful. You know, they lost everything in network marketing two, 3 times. They were pretty much over it, but they decided to build an Magic because they believed in the water. Wow,
Right.
crazy, right?
Right.
But then all of a sudden, I see them making 20, 30, 40 grand a month in Amazon, like net profits every month. And I'm like, what are you guys doing? They're like, nothing. I'm like, and I think and I'm like sitting there, I'm just like, what?
What do you mean nothing?
What do you mean nothing? They're like, oh, basically, we take advantage of Amazon drop shipping, which is, sourcing our products all in the States from suppliers and selling them on Amazon for 10 to 20% profit margins and scaling the business to $100,000 a month in volume.
Wow.
And I'm sitting there, I'm like, I understood 20% of that. And they explained it again. They're like, okay, cool. Let's say you're making $100,000 a month in sales. That's $1.2 million a year.
Right.
So if you profit just 10% on the low range, you'll make $120,000 that year.
Right.
And I'm like, I'm in. They're
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
okay, how
You're
much
like,
is it? I'm
sign
like,
me up.
they're like, it's $20,000. I'm like, okay, what else? Well, you have to provide capital to fulfill orders. And I'm like, okay, what else?
Yeah.
They're like, that's it. I'm like, okay, take my money.
Yeah.
Like that. It was just it. I'm just like, on $20,000 to make 6 figures a year. Are you kidding? Do you know how much money I spend in my Magic business to make multiple 6 figures a year?
Right.
Like people see me, oh, Brenden, you made over $1 million in network marketing. I'm like, yeah, but it cost me $1 million to make that $1 million.
Right.
Wow.
So I'm
Good
like,
point.
I'm just being real, dude. And
Yeah.
it's like I spent every single penny I had and I made in network marketing and my team, flights, food, meals, all that kind of stuff. Instead with this, I got to just split my profits with their team that does everything for 70-30 split. I make
Right.
70%, they make 30%. And we're literally changing an economy in Bangladesh. Like all of them, like they make $300 a month on average. They're making 30% now.
Wow.
They're making a lot more than that. We're changing lives over there. Like we're literally in the middle of going through blueprints to build offices for them over there. We started with 20 employees in November. We're at 120 now. We started with 1 client in November. Now we're at over 200 plus clients.
Wow.
And we're just getting started, right? Because the thing is, like, look, I decided that I wanted to help them build this and really become somebody like when you're in network marketing for a really long time, you feel like you're just a network marketer. And
Right.
there's nothing wrong with being just a network marketer. But Yeah, people forget that network marketing is a career, but at the same time, it is still just a marketing system.
Right.
Like it's a marketing system, and it's just like, look, you know what? I want to see if I can pull off being a real entrepreneur, and there is a difference there. If you're a network marketer, that doesn't make you an entrepreneur. You can become an entrepreneur, and you can be an entrepreneur that does network marketing, but just because you're network marketing does not mean you're an entrepreneur. And you guys want to fight about it? I'm down. But
Bring it on.
Bring it on.
We'll have
but
this talk right now.
yeah, no, but it was one of the, I guess you could say, like my insecurities, right? Because I'm like, maybe I'm just an MLMer. I don't know.
Yeah.
And then I decided to build this business, and I went really hard with it right after we did Unify, because now I had the time to really focus on it. And within that time, you know, we've built a multi-million-dollar company.
Wow.
You know, we're changing lives with this damn thing. And it's like, holy crud, like, I used to think selling a $5,000 water machine was hard.
Right.
And then it became easy. And then I thought, man, how am I going to sell this for $20,000?
Right.
The fact is, people would buy this for $100,000, and we're going up in price in a month. So it's like, like, you know what I mean? Like,
If
look,
there was a time,
Yeah.
it's to do that now.
oh yeah, well, you think about this, right? Like, so someone to make $10,000-$20,000 a month buying a franchise like McDonald's or Subway,
Right.
you're paying $1 million for the franchise. You're paying dividends and, you know, whatever profit you make to the franchise, and then you got to hire employees, have risk, insurances. Things can go wrong, food can go bad. There's so many things that can go wrong, right? And to make 10, 20 grand a month, your business will have to make 200,000, 300,000, 400,000 a month.
Right.
For us, it's like, look, just let us do our thing.
Right.
First 90 days is about building metrics for your store. Doesn't mean anything, and it could happen before or after, but your store will have the metrics to where we can unload how we do our thing. And all you got to do to make your money now is pay your taxes.
Wow.
You want to get in on that? Can you pay taxes?
I think I can.
I think we can.
I
Right?
think you have to.
So basically, what you're saying is that you've taken the guesswork out of
Absolutely.
entering the Amazon market.
I don't even know how to list an item.
Right.
I don't know how to source an item. I don't know how to look up anything. I'm the guy that connects the people that want to buy what they have to sell.
Right.
There you go.
That's it. And the thing is like, oh, how can you ethically do that? Do you think I know how to make a Kangen machine?
Do you see me in the back, hardwiring this thing together?
That's my cousin.
Man,
That's my cousin.
What a good point.
Right.
What a very valid
Exactly.
point, right? Is because, especially when somebody calls into question, you.
Yeah. They always no,
Right.
and that's the thing, right? People like, oh, how can you sell a health and wellness product if you're not healthy and wealthy? Just because I'm not doesn't mean that you can't. Like, this isn't going to benefit me in my life,
Sure.
and how it's not benefiting my family members and stuff like that, right?
Right.
It's a different thing when I see these. Now we're gonna spill more tea. You see these like Forex traders online. They're like, oh yeah, let's make millions, bro. Guys, I have friends that go to school for 12 years to trade Forex for banks.
Right.
And you're telling me you figured out how to crack the code in 12 weeks, and that I can learn how to do it for $300 a month. Yeah, go sit on the cactus.
There you go. What kind of cactus? The cactus
big
here.
one.
The
Yeah.
cactus here in New Mexico are much different from the cactus in Arizona.
Yes, they are.
A big one. A big one.
So the process you put together a process. You guys have a system in place
Yep.
that is almost what kind of guarantee do you?
Look, I say this, right? You can't guarantee anything ever.
Right.
But what I can tell you is that what we've been doing, it's been done for over 10 years now.
Yeah.
Our model has been done for a very long time. And people are like, oh, but Amazon doesn't like drop shippers. Guys, 40% of Amazon is drop shippers.
Right.
They say they don't like us. It's all against policy, whatever. They're not going to get rid of 40% of their business.
No.
We've been doing this for over 10 years.
Right.
Amazon makes free money from what we do.
And
So-
and just really quickly, just to put things in perspective here. Amazon
Yeah.
in the market.
What number is that again?
Where? Who
Trillion?
is that?
Numero uno.
Right. Okay. Exactly.
Oh, yeah. Is it a big kahuna?
Yeah.
Yeah, numero uno.
Number one.
The number
number
one.
one,
And
right.
it's just like, look, for all these people, right? Like Gary Vee says it best. He says that I'd rather be number 20 at Apple than number 1 at my lemonade stand. Right?
Wow.
Right?
There's
Yeah.
the other nugget for you, right?
Perspective.
No, but it's
Perspective.
real stuff, though. And for me, it's like, look, I don't need to be number 1 of my network marketing company.
Right.
I need to be, number 1 million in Amazon.
Right.
Because a crumb from Amazon is millions of dollars.
Right.
And we're focused on just getting the crumbs. Like crumbs are good here, man.
Hey, we can live on some crumbs.
Yeah.
I can live on some Amazon crumbs.
Oh, and,
Man.
and let me just for everyone that's like in a Nagic, whatever, like, oh, Brenden, did you quit a Nagic? No, I haven't quit a Nagic. I'm not ever gonna quit a Nagic.
Right.
How do you quit a Nagic? What am I gonna do? Go return my machine? Like, oh, what, like
You could be
right.
you could be like the old lady on the big old tire commercials, right? Remember that?
Yeah.
She throws the tire back
through
through the window,
That's
right?
what I'm saying. And like, for people that are like, oh, but dude, you can't be building multiple businesses. When you're starting out,
Says who?
you shouldn't be building multiple businesses. When you're starting out and you really want to make this thing work, yeah, you need your entire focus.
Right.
But for me, I've made millions already. I've lost millions already too, but I've made millions already.
At 25, mind you.
At 25.
Okay, at 25.
Made and lost
But
millions
that's-
at 25.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like, look, I've already built an infrastructure. I have a massive network. I have connections. I do stuff. And the thing is, for a good year of my life, I got convinced into the shatters up above me
Right.
that I needed to stay focused on my business and say no to all these other opportunities for over a year.
Yeah.
And that was so toxic.
Wow.
It's so toxic. Imagine telling a 24-year-old that he's found the reason why he's alive and the only thing he should be doing is one thing.
Yeah.
Do you know how boring that is? I
You
would
know-
lost my mind. Like, I'm just like, look, there's nothing wrong with being very passionate about what you do.
Mm-hmm.
But to be so ignorant to think that you've figured out your entire life at 24, 34, 44,
Sure.
54, you're insane. Dude, my dad's 50 years old, which God bless his soul, right? He just turned 50, and, he just started solar.
Yeah.
He just started solar. My dad crushed 5 deals last month, 6 deals this month. That's growth, baby.
Yeah.
At 50.
At 50.
And, dude, do you know what it's like to talk to your dad who didn't believe in network marketing, about entrepreneurship, about sales, about Grant Cardone's freaking Cardone University, stuff
Right.
like that? Like, do you know what that's like for me? Oh, it's awesome.
I bet you guys have probably one of the most
It's awesome.
unique relationships.
It is, and the thing is, it started before he was even into entrepreneurship,
Yeah.
right? And like now, it's like we talk about like quantum leaps. He's like, Brenden, you're in the phase of quantum leaps. I'm like, what do you mean? He's like, you worked your ass off for 5 years, and you saw results and stuff. But now these results are just ridiculous because
Yep.
you're in that phase where basically everything that you touch is just goes to
Right,
gold.
you're in the zone.
Yeah, I'm in the zone, and it's
Yeah.
just like, look, what my dad always taught me, what I always focus on, look, I've been at this, I've been in my shoes right now, I've been here before,
Yeah.
and I let it get to my head, I've become egotistical, I've become like that. This time around, all my money goes where? Saved, investments, family, friends. I make sure it's spent on the people that are important to me, because God knows, I don't know if this, like, I could lose it all again.
Right.
But this time around, if I do, I make sure that I lose it all to the people that I love.
Gotcha.
There you go.
So it's like,
To what matters.
to what matters, because
Yeah.
the thing is, at least that's going to last. Like, no one's going to remember me for the income I made in network marketing.
Right.
No one.
They're going to remember you for
Well,
the experience and how you made them feel.
There might be a couple of people above you that might remember that, and when it's gone, they're going to be like,
I'm sorry. I don't talk about yesterday's trash.
Nice.
I love that. I love that. So let's talk about now. Is this opportunity that you talk about? Is this open to anybody?
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, here's the thing. Look, this isn't like a takeaway. Like, everyone's like, oh, Brendan's such a good salesman. Like, this isn't a takeaway. So you have to understand, like, what we do essentially, if you take just the number value of it, what we do is we basically turn a $20,000 investment, and we turn that into, with their capital, literally into what, 12x? Like,
Right.
in a year span, 12x, right? So you have to understand, for me, like, I have connections in the hedge fund industry, big money, like that kind of stuff. So it's starting to become one of those things where we will be closing, like, not closing doors, but we won't be marketing as hard or be like looking for individual clients as much
Sure.
anymore. Because I right now I do have a $62 million deal going through.
Wow.
So it's like, if that goes through, obviously we're going to be, focusing our employees, actually hiring way more employees to focus on our current clients and also focus on that deal. But this isn't an opportunity where we're going to be like, hey guys, we want to provide you this for the rest of your life. Look, if you're lucky enough to get the opportunity to have one of these things while we're doing it for everyone, congrats. It's never going to go away.
Right.
The only reason it will shut down is Amazon shuts down, which
We just
Yeah.
talked about
I
that.
don't see that happening.
Well,
And it's like, look, the thing is, like, look, I know I seem young, I'm 25, but I've been through the ups and downs. Look, we have contingencies, we have everything in place. Like, we're never going to stop learning, growing
Right.
through it. And it's like, look, where we are right now, we've done this for a lot of our clients already too. Our clients that started in November with us, bro, I've got clients doing $200,000 a month right now.
Wow.
Like, I also have a client that uses their freaking Capital One, American Express, flight cards, whatever, and you use your credit card to collect points and cash back, right? Guys, like an American Express Gold card is 3% cash back. If your store is doing $100,000 a month, you make 10-20% profit, right?
Right.
But then the cash back is what, $3,000 a month?
Yeah.
$36,000 a year. You know that's like higher than the average income of an employee.
Wow.
Getting smart on how to use that money.
Exactly.
So if people want to get involved with you, what do they do today to make that happen?
Add me on Facebook, add me on Instagram, message me on either one. Actually, your best bet is to message me on Instagram or email me at Brenden, BRENDEN, at thedropshippers.com.
The drop shippers,
Yeah.
right? Okay, so we're going to do that. We're going to get the word out there. Is it cool with you if I post up the video that Tim shared with me on this thread?
Oh, of course. Do
Cool.
what you do.
So I'll do that. We'll get that video up here. On the video, I was watching it late last night, so I don't remember if there was a call to action at the end of the video, if there was information on how to get in contact with any one of you guys.
Oh, I'm sure the company email's on there, but if you guys can't tell, a company email is drowning. It's just drowning. So, yeah, we try to do our best, but we just... And here's the thing. The difference between us... Like, I know there's other people that try to build Amazon automation clients, whatever. Because, oh, we figured it out, too. No, you guys are building a sales system. We're building a company.
Right.
We just built... We're in the middle of building a customer support in Canada and America and Australia. Like, we have an HR department now. We have employees, not that just handle your stores, but to actually build this business, a company all the way up. And it's like, look, I don't care about making money today. I care about making money tomorrow.
Sure.
Like, it's just one of those things.
Awesome.
I love it, man.
This is great.
What a great opportunity,
I know.
to be able to visit with you, to interview you,
Oh, thanks for having me.
on this live show. What a treat for
Yeah.
everybody
For our
tuning in.
viewers that were tuning in today, that was pretty cool. We've already gotten
Absolutely, yeah.
some
So,
awesome
and that's
comments here.
exactly how things happen here at the Kangen Water Store. You never know who's going to be in the room.
Yeah.
You never know who's going to make an appearance here, and that's one of the beautiful things here. At the end of the day, it's important for you guys to know that this show is by entrepreneurs for entrepreneurs.
Absolutely.
Our goal is to deliver nuggets that you can take and and apply to your business today, right
Facts.
now, right? So
And who
we're-
knows, and maybe discover other opportunities.
and discover other opportunities, right? I too, I've entered into the Enagic business as well. I've got my 5-year-old daughter calls it the good water machine.
The good water machine.
Every morning she wakes up, Daddy. Yes, honey. Can you give me some good water from the good water machine?
That's awesome.
But yes, you're absolutely right. Opportunities, they're out there, right? But again, let's get back to the point of this, right? And I just want you to share with us,
Right.
or share with the folks out there. Our big idea for the day is don't get overwhelmed
Right.
to the point that you never start working on your dream.
Yeah. So, look, this is... So there's entrepreneurs.
Right.
Right? There's entrepreneurs and entrepreneurs. Entrepreneurs aren't lazy. They're overwhelmed. Right? So entrepreneurs, they think big, they talk big, they think, but the thing is, they're so focused on the glory of being an entrepreneur instead of actually doing it.
Right.
Right? So the thing is, it's an ego thing. So when people think like, oh, dude, these things, this overwhelmed. You're overwhelmed because your ego's too big that you're not willing to do the small stuff. Like, it's just real though, right? Like
It's truth.
it's just the real shit. So it's just like, bro, this guy, he has so much potential. Potential just means a guy that literally does nothing. Potential. That's all potential is.
Right.
It's a guy that does nothing. Someone
Right.
who, it's a special word for doing nothing. Right? And it's like, oh, but dude, my nephew, he's got such massive potential. He's doing nothing.
Right.
Right. So I hate that word. But it's like, the reason why these people do nothing, and dude, it's an ego thing, so they're gonna be like, no, it's not. It's an ego thing.
It's an ego thing.
You have to do the small shit.
Right.
You have to get in the dirt. You got to get to work. You got to get in the field. And it's like, I remember when I was 20 years old, like my big first leap of faith was, I jumped on a plane. I flew to, I believe I flew to Philadelphia, which, by the way, Philadelphia at the time was ghetto. And like, I flew to Philadelphia and I did like home events in the basements of like people's mom's garages and stuff like that. And like, bro, my ego was not so big that I wasn't willing to do that.
Right.
I was willing to sacrifice to do that. I was 28, 21. Like, I should have been partying with my friends. I
Right.
should have been going out all the time, but I didn't. I focused on, look, I understand you got to go through the dirt and to, reach the clouds. Like, oh, I'm throwing down all these Gary Vee quotes, but like, literally, it's just real stuff.
It's
like,
real stuff.
Like, I swear, to, if anyone knows Gary, I swear to God, when I was 22, my network marketing business failed. And this is what got me to build a magic to how big it was. Gary Vee said something. He said, people are becoming more trusting because people are becoming more transparent, right? So just be real with yourself. Like, self-awareness is everything. So for those guys that are over anxious or getting anxiety or overwhelmed and that's why they do nothing, understand that, number one, you're letting stuff that's not even real yet get to you.
Right.
Like, you're sitting on the couch and you're worried, like, oh, but what if the fame just gets to my head? Like, what if the money makes me a bad person? Bro.
Hey, it happens. It happens every day to people.
Yeah, but experience that for yourself. I've been through it. It happened to me, but
Right.
you learn from it.
Right.
You learn from it. And the thing is, like, dude, all these people worry about these problems before they even have that problem.
Right.
And that's why people get overwhelmed. It's not because you have too many responsibilities. Dude, there are people that are literally so much happier than you, that make way less than you, that work harder than you.
Right.
So it's not because you have too much responsibility. You are way too into your head, and your ego is getting in the way of you doing the hard work. That's the facts.
So what's the best way for people to change their mindset, to get out of that mentality, and to take action?
Humble yourself, make a plan, draw it on the freaking whiteboard, your coffee napkin. Freaking dude, freaking Harry Potter was written on a coffee napkin, okay?
Right.
So it's like, you have to remember that, like, dude, draw out the plan and be excited about your plan, but then keep on going back to the beginning steps of it. Understand that to get here, you have to start here.
Right.
And there's a lot of shit in between, right? And it's like, dude, just write it out, because if you fail to plan, you plan to fail.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's like, dude, all these kids that are listening to this, or adults, whatever, they're like, oh, I'll be a millionaire. Focus on making your first dollar first, dude.
Right.
Woo.
Like,
Right. How many dollars are you making at your lemonade stand?
Exactly.
fast.
Right.
And dude, and look, I'm not talking shit on lemonade stands either, bro. These little kids, I remember when I was growing up, they were hustling.
Oh, I know.
They were freaking making, like, they were buying that $5 pack of cookies, right?
Yeah.
At a freaking Albertsons. They lay it out like they cooked it fresh, throw it in the microwave. Come out there, dude, with a freaking 25-cent lemonade.
Oh, man.
Sell the cookies for $1. Sell the lemonade for $1.
My little boy is always looking for ways to make money. He's like, he wants
Yeah.
to buy. He wants to go to Costco to buy like Cokes and then sell them at
Oh,
like his
bro.
little summer rec place.
Yep.
Dad, can I sell some Cokes over there? I was like, well, let me see if we need a license or anything like
Nah,
that.
dude, when you're a kid, you don't need no license.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Just,
you
dude,
know?
have your kid, just
Oh,
wear one of
he's-
those, what's it called? Those little portable cameras. You know what I mean? Just so you know, like, there's no weirdos.
Yeah.
But, like, dude, are you kidding? If my kid wanted to hustle, bro, I'd be funny. I'd be like, look, I'll pay for it. Give me 50%.
Right? Like, I'll fund this. All right,
Yeah,
this
and he'd be like, but I only made $30. Give me
Yeah.
15. Bro, that's a partnership right,
Right.
there.
Oh gosh! And I
Good
remember
stuff.
back in the day, growing up for us as kids here in the Albuquerque area, the hustle started early.
Yeah.
The hustle started
Yeah.
early. I remember, my first entrepreneurial endeavor was cleaning yards, right? And I went and I took whatever rake and hoe and shovel that we had at the house, and I just went and knocked on doors and. Can I clean your yard? And I remember, you know what I did with my first earnings? Went and had lunch by myself at Long John Silver's.
And that felt good, right?
It did.
Oh, yeah, just food you by yourself. Oh, man.
I got this.
No, it's real stuff. I remember
Yeah.
my dad was actually, like, he used to make me, like, do the yard work every. So you have to understand, my dad's half Mexican.
Yeah.
So the hard work, bro, I got that instilled super. Dude, I'm Asian, right? So it's already in me.
It's
but then
already-
you throw some tapatio in there, you
Oh
get the fire,
man,
bro,
look
you know
at
what I
that,
mean?
man.
So it's like, oh, bro, have you had a sushi burrito?
A sushi burrito.
A sushi burrito?
Never had a
Sushi
burrito.
burrito.
Oh, it's fire. That's my life, right? So it's like, you have to remember, it's just like, I already had that work ethic in me, but then my dad literally waxed the car because my dad was supposed to be Daniel LaRusso in Karate Kid.
Oh my gosh, that's
So
awesome.
I think he just subconsciously just like, I must teach him how to wax on and wax off. Like literally, that's what it felt like. So like, always made me do the cars on the weekends, grass on the weekend, and I was always so rebellious against it. But then when I turned 17, about to go to college, my dad was like, oh, you got to work. So he made me redo the entire backyard, like do all this like crazy stuff to it. And I got paid, I think it was like $180.
Wow.
$180. And like at the time, I was like, wow, this is a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And at the same time, dude, I took this opportunity. I sold knives. I was a Cutco guy.
Nice.
So
yeah.
like 2 weeks. Sold $10,000 worth of knives though.
I met some people that were like
Oh.
hardcore
Yeah.
salespeople
Dude, but they're-
that started at Cutco.
Yeah, I started at Cutco and like, what's it called? Like, I learned to sell the story early. I didn't sell knives. I sold
Sold the
I don't have a
story.
college fund.
Exactly.
I didn't
Right.
sell knives.
Yeah.
I don't have a college fund, but by the way, these knives are amazing.
So we got a question from one of our young entrepreneurs, Miss Brittany Clarissa Garcia.
There you go.
And she wants to know if you had any hardships due to your age. Did anyone look down on you for being young in your journey as an entrepreneur?
Absolutely. Are you kidding? People don't listen to kids when it comes to business.
Wow.
People don't listen. But the thing is, nowadays, it's changing, though. Because honestly, no offense to anyone that is older than me, but we know more than you when it comes to business now. Because we start business early.
Right.
We're on Instagram, Facebook, social media platforms so early.
Right.
So the thing is, like, if someone's looking down to you
You're
on
already
business,
ahead of the game.
Ahead of the game. So it's like with Brittany, like what she should be doing is understanding that, look, take advantage of what the adults don't know.
Awesome.
Take advantage of the social media game.
There you
Learn the
go.
social media game because adults don't know it.
They don't.
Like
You're
they,
exactly
they,
right.
they still call Facebook the Facebook. Like, it's like, hey, have you
Hey.
seen what's on the Facebook?
No, we're still stuck on MySpace.
Oh
And
my gosh,
Don't worry, we'll
MySpace?
get you in our top 8.
Oh,
It's all about the top 8, man.
Right.
bro. Yeah, I remember, bro. I was that cool kid in school. I had a top 4. Yeah.
He narrowed it
Ah.
down.
Yeah, I narrowed
that was
shit.
exclusive
Bro,
right there. man.
Exclusive, baby. And I left Tom on my top 1.
Left Tom.
You leave
Left.
Tom there, bro.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
You gotta leave Tom right in there. Be like, look, I only have a top 3. You know what I mean? So it's like, nah. So like with Brittany, it's like, look, if people look down on you because your age, you're not taking advantage of what they should be looking up to you for.
That
Right.
is great.
Like-
Absolutely.
Like, dude, think about it. When something's wrong with your computer, you call your dad or you call your son.
Good point.
That is an
A
excellent
very, very good point. So I hope that Brittany, you're taking that information to heart. And she's amazing.
Oh,
She's-
that
she's-
little girl.
She's done amazingly
She's
well for
phenomenal.
herself.
She has
she's-
she opened up her own dance studio. She's
Oh,
getting
that's awesome.
she's getting into real estate now. I mean, she's a college graduate. I mean, this little girl is.
Oh,
she's
dude,
a
she's
hustler,
a
man.
college grad. She's dance studio and real estate, right?
Yeah.
Do you know what would happen to your businesses if you ignited on social media?
right.
I see, because the thing is, like, look, people are forgetting that marketing is very simple. It's just a microscope into what you're already doing.
Right.
So if you're crushing it, which sounds like Brittany's crushing it, put a microscope on it.
There you
Right.
go.
Show everyone that you're crushing it.
Yeah.
Document that shit. Look, people like you know why? There's actually, like, this is proven. You know, people look up to these social media influencers more than movie stars now. Do you know why?
Right.
Because movie stars, they're acting like a different character.
Right.
Social media influencers, they're just them.
The real.
That's
People have a
true.
real connection with them.
Yeah.
And
They're
that's
real.
what people are looking for. They're looking to connect. They
Yep.
want to know about you. And it goes back to a fundamental aspect of sales, all right? If people like you, they'll listen to you. But if
Oh,
they
yeah.
trust you,
They'll
they'll
buy.
do business. Cha-ching.
They'll buy,
They'll
baby.
buy.
Cha-ching.
And that's the thing with influence. It comes down to having that, right integrity. Like, I know so many people that make money that have no integrity whatsoever,
Right.
right? But the thing is, like, look, if you have influence, it becomes a responsibility. Like Spider-Man, right? Great power comes great
Yeah.
responsibility. Brenden Tieger, great influence comes great responsibility. It's real shit.
It truly is. Well, especially because when you're on a platform, you
Right.
know, and you have people that are following you to whatever extent, you have a responsibility to somewhat be an ethical person, right?
Somewhat. It's
mean-
everything.
I mean, come on. I mean, that should be fundamental.
absolutely.
Fundamental. I love it. These are all great things that we're talking about, and at the end of the day, that's exactly what our goal is here for the ABQB2B, the network, right? Potentially, grow this, outside of the Albuquerque market. But the reason we do Albuquerque is because that is our heart.
Oh, yeah.
We're passionate about our
heart.
city.
We're passionate about Albuquerque. Yes.
Well, what's cool is the thing is, like, you're in Albuquerque, you're doing this Albuquerque, but, like, you're on the internet, so you're everywhere.
We're pretty
We're
much
everywhere,
everywhere.
right?
Like, if you guys never want to leave, you don't have to.
We don't.
No.
Everyone comes to
mean,
you, right? And, like,
right.
look.
From Boise, Idaho.
Do you know how many times the Bacas haven't freaking had me like, you gotta come to our place, you gotta come to New Mexico. I'm like, bro, I've already been to normal Mexico. I don't need to go to New Mexico.
I don't need to go to New Mexico.
Yeah, bro. Like,
I've been to the old one,
like,
man.
I live in San Diego, basically, dude. Like, I'm in Mexico all the
Oh
time.
man, yeah.
And I think it worked out, right?
Yeah, yeah.
But
Yeah.
it's just like, it's one of those things where it's just, these guys basically, they just manifested me being here.
Yeah.
Like, manifestation's a real thing. Like, they're like, oh,
I agree.
that hoopla, it's not, okay. Manifestation, like, they think it's like, oh, bro, it's a positive mindset, man. You attract, no. You get what you focus on.
Persistence
Like,
beats resistance.
that's what I'm saying. It's like they're trying to make this like all this like, oh, dude, like, oh yeah, listen to the sages. I'm like, no, bro. Like, and the thing is, dude, if you believe in that stuff, that's fine. Like, I some of me does, but my big thing is like, look, if you focus on it, you get it.
Right.
Yeah.
Good and bad. Like, for everyone listening, let's try something. Don't think about an elephant. Are you thinking about an elephant?
Thinking about an elephant.
It doesn't
Too late.
matter.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
It's like you're
Well, what you
focusing on it.
focus on expands.
Right.
At the end of the
Exactly.
day.
Like watch an elephant just walk in. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just like one of those things. It's just, I don't know how long this thing goes for, but like if there's Q&A stuff,
Yeah.
that's literally what.
Well, you know what? Let's turn it up to that, right? So typically, we go for an hour. We're just a little bit past that right now, but
Okay.
hey, you know what? That's okay. This is a great opportunity. This isn't something that happens
Yeah,
every
this
day.
is kind of a rare occurrence. That,
Very, very, very rare. So let's just open it up. We've got a lot of people that are tuned in right now, and we've got a little Q&A happening. You can see the feed.
Well, see, there's a couple platforms. So I know Brittany was just grateful. She's like,
So-
yes, I am. She
what we're
took it
doing is
all
we're
in.
using Restream.io.
Yeah, I just heard about that. That sounds awesome.
Right, and so we're broadcasting to multiple pages at
That's
once.
so
And
cool.
so we should be on YouTube, we should be on LinkedIn, and
Okay.
then we're on a couple of pages in Facebook, and then a couple of groups in Facebook. So
That's awesome.
we got people watching from different places. And actually, you know what? Let me.
Yeah, that's what I was kind of figuring out here, where the multiple pages,
What
because
I should have done is freaking share.
people have multiple.
Am I even tagged in this?
Not yet.
I don't believe so. Not yet. Well, we will get you tagged, and then this broadcast will take us to the ends of the world. All right. So, we try to figure out where we are and what we have going on.
Oh my gosh! See, this is what I'm saying, dude. Do you see this? I get a comment like on my most recent post. Bro, what happened to Kangen? Kangen's fine. I'm still a top earner in an Enagic. Just because I own a freaking multi-million-dollar business doesn't mean I'm not an Enagic distributor.
So,
Case
are
in
you on?
point.
Are you on the Facebook?
I'm on my Facebook, but like I don't.
Did you like how I said that? The Facebook.
Oh
The
my
Facebook.
gosh. Where do you guys post this?
So
normally?
go to ABQB2B networking is the page.
Is it one word?
Yeah, you should be able to.
Oh, I found it.
There you
oh,
go.
Wow, you guys have a pretty poppin' page. This is dope.
Let's
Daily
see if it's.
business education motivate. Dude, this is fire. I wanted to start a podcast. This is cool.
And a lot of it behind it is just, it's just, we're just having conversations, right? It's
Right.
it's unrehearsed, it's raw, it's organic, and that's what people, I think, personally just kind of dig. Just
Right.
real people talking about real things that are happening. No fluff. It's just like, hey, we got a
and
real
then
deal going
Do
on.
you guys
right
only
here.
stream this on your pages? Like, why not public?
So it's on the page,
Right,
public, right? It's on my personal page.
Okay, yeah, that's
Right.
what I meant. Yeah.
And it's in this. So this page has a group attached to it.
Right.
So it's broadcasting in that group and a couple of other groups, and then of course with this Restream.io,
Right.
we're broadcasting. We should be broadcasting to some other areas as well.
No, that's what's up. No, I got
There you
what's it
go.
called? I'll give you
The
guys a
drop
shout out
shippers.
too.
The drop shippers.
All right,
There you go.
just liking the pages. I see all the activity happening. Kangen Society likes ABQB2B networking video. Is that you?
Yeah, that's all me.
Nice.
Man, look at that. Instant love.
Instant love, man.
Yeah, no, social media is my thing.
Now, this brings new meaning to the song Computer Love. Now, I don't know if you know this or not, but OJ, as we call him, Orlando J. Marquez, right?
Unfortunate nickname, but okay.
He's an opera singer.
Oh, really?
No, I'm not.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, he's a mariachi singer.
That I am.
that's dope.
Yeah.
So he's going to sing Computer Love in mariachi.
That I'm not gonna do.
No, come on, man.
That I'm not gonna do.
Makes me do an Elvis impression.
I know, right?
All right, so Brittany says, going back to the social media, how
Right.
do you draw the line of showcasing your success
Yeah.
but staying humble?
Yeah. Humility is in the eye of the beholder.
Right.
So the thing is, you have to remember this, right? The reason why my girlfriend's asking me the same question, which this is what we agreed on. Like, look, if you don't freaking showcase your successes
Right.
because you think you're not being humble, then also showcase your failures. Then, number two,
That's a good one because my girlfriend and I had that conversation
Yes.
as well about humility, right?
Yeah.
And that's great. Understanding the line.
Yeah.
Of like being proud of what you're doing, but hey, you got to remember,
but-
dude, I struggled here.
but the problem is, the thing is like, oh, I want to be humble, but it's like, look, if you don't show people what's possible, you're doing people a disservice.
Right.
So it's like, look, so don't focus on like, oh, I don't humility. Focus on the practicality. Like, how practical is it to document your entire journey so that it helps grow your business and other people's lives and their inputs and their values, right?
Right.
Like, I'm going to choose to benefit the world every single time than to remain, quote unquote, humble to other people. His thing is, like, people think, like, oh, Brenden, he's so arrogant now. I'm not. Not even a little bit. I don't take
Right.
credit for what I do. I got very, very lucky, and I'm lucky enough to be in this position, and I work my ass off to get to the position of getting lucky. But there's not one moment in my life where I'm just like, oh, I'm the greatest of all time, which I am.
Don't get me wrong. I mean,
I am.
I'm kind of a big deal.
Yeah, but I didn't choose this. I'm just kidding. No, and the thing is, I joke around with it,
Yeah.
right? I'm always like, I try to laugh about this kind of stuff because it's like, people just take shit too seriously.
Right.
Like, it's just, what's the point?
Yeah. Well, at the end of the day, I mean, you can't get caught up in what's affecting them. It's
Yeah.
like, look, I'm me, and I'm willing to listen to maybe some constructive criticism. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be me.
Right.
Bro, you can literally go on my Instagram and see comments where people literally think that I'm sponsored by casinos to get people to gamble.
You're not?
Are you kidding me? Number one, I'm not that good. Number two, it's like, I have better shit to do than meet everyone at the casino.
Right.
And number three, most of the money I've made this like trip in Dallas are like underground home games. Like, these are like the real like movie type of stuff where like
Yeah.
you go behind a hidden shack and go play poker.
And you're playing with some ballers, right? That's where it's at. It's not a
That's
casino.
like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to be at a casino. Like the casinos, man, they charge you for everything.
Oh,
I'm
I know.
good.
Well, I was
lived
just
in Vegas
gonna-
for
yeah.
13 years.
No,
Oh,
I,
man.
I was going to ask if you had like a strategy for slot machines.
Yeah,
Just
don't
kidding.
play it.
Yeah.
Don't touch them.
Don't touch them.
Oh,
Don't
man.
touch them. But no, very good point, right? And it's something that we struggle with in here in this market, right? In the Burke market is what we call it, right? The Albuquerque market. We have the crabs in a bucket effect, right? And it totally sucks. It does because it happens in across multiple industries, right?
Yeah.
And when somebody sees somebody doing good, they don't want to acknowledge that, and they
Yeah.
and they want to pull them down, right? And so, I've always been a proponent of share.
Right.
Share,
Yeah.
share, right?
Right.
Uplift, give shout outs too.
Give shout
right?
outs. Yeah.
Show love. Show
Absolutely.
the love, right? And so I think that's a struggle here with folks is that when they start to do those things, then they get the negative feedback and connotations
right.
from folks of, well, what do you think, you're all bad? Right? Just like your dad would say, right?
Yeah,
What?
but-
Well, you're 25. Well, you think you're all bad now?
Number one,
Wait.
I don't. And number two, it's like, look, if you got time to criticize me on my successes and then to also criticize me on my failures,
Right.
I'm just like, dude, you got too much time, bro.
No doubt.
Right, right,
Yeah,
What are
right.
you
way too
focusing
much
on, man?
time,
Come
dude.
on.
So we've got to figure out, not figure out, but come to a place where people can enter into that mindset of really not giving a fuck.
Yeah. I mean, it's, there's a really good book for that. It's literally called The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck.
I have that
It's
book.
a great book.
Wow.
I listened to it the other day because I can't read. Like, I can, but I don't like to read, right? People like, oh yeah, Brenden, I'm sure you read so many books, man. Books make you rich. I'm like, nah, I hate books. can't stand it for the life of me, dude. I literally can't stand reading books. But I love audios. 'Cause
Yeah.
I'm an auditory learner. Like,
Yeah, man.
I was the kid in high school that would fall asleep in class, fail homework, but ace tests because I guess I was listening while I was sleeping,
Right.
and that's how I learned. And the thing is, it's like, look, you are what you become through the information that you take in, whether that means the people that you're around or the books that you listen to or read or the videos that you watch. And for me, like, I think videos are everything when it comes to consuming and putting out content.
Right.
And it's like, look, very simple enough. If people are choosing to tune into you to criticize you, you have their attention.
Yeah.
So you've won.
Right.
Just don't let your fans affect your freaking mentality because
Ah.
they're not haters, they're your fans.
Yeah.
There you
Like-
go.
There you go.
Yeah.
Love it. We've got Amber Ortega watching.
Amber Ortega.
Amber Ortega. So let's jump into that, right? Because I'm going to take what we're talking about into something that is going to happen in about 3 to 6 months from now. But
Okay.
let's talk about documenting, right? And how important it is for businesses to document themselves
It's everything.
to be found.
Everything. It's
Right.
everything. You think McDonald's became super big because they weren't in the newspapers?
Right.
Come on, guys.
So for business,
Yeah.
right? Documenting for search, let's say,
Yeah.
right? They've got to get just about anything that they can and get up
Yep.
everywhere that they can.
Yep. Social media, freaking Huffington, business from home, entrepreneur.com. And the thing is, like, now you have such good, easy access to all those things too, right?
Right.
Like, I've got a couple. I got a couple articles being written up on me right now because I'm in the middle of getting verified on Instagram and Facebook.
Yeah.
Awesome.
But those are the criteria that you need. You need articles,
Right.
Yeah.
and it's like, oh crap, I hate taking these kind of interviews, but okay, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Like, I want that blue check mark. Blue check mark means more blue bands, baby.
Right.
There you
You
go.
know what I mean? Like, that's
Boom.
what it is.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, all right, I'll do it. And it's just, the importance of documenting it. It's like, look, very easy saying. If a tree falls in the middle of the forest and no one's around to hear it, did it make a sound?
Right.
No. Because life is perception. Perception is
Correct.
reality. So you can have the greatest steak sandwich in the world, and if nobody knows you have it, do you really have the greatest steak sandwich in the world?
Yeah, it's true.
I love
That is
it.
True.
I love it. Well, we've got a full house. I've never seen this place with this much buzz in it.
It
right?
is jamming.
We've got Kangen folks in the house.
That's what I'm saying. And that's the thing with an addict, dude. Like, bro, the things that you learn in this company, bro, literally the only reason why I've become so big in like everything I touch is because all the lessons I learned in this company.
Yeah.
That is
Cut.
awesome.
It's high ticket sales, baby.
Yeah.
This ain't no protein company. Are you kidding? You can get anyone to buy protein, okay? Like,
Right.
Gotta love it. Gotta
love
love
it.
it. Gotta love it. Gotta love it. We don't have anybody else tuning in with the questions.
Yeah.
Carolyn says, great question. Very important in New Mexico. Yes, there are a lot of things that are important here.
Right.
Our market is a little bit different than most.
Mhm.
And one of the benefits of that is that we have a unique way of reaching out, communicating with, and selling to people here in this market, right?
Yeah.
It is the sales process is very much based on emotion as opposed to features and benefits, and you'll find that that's probably the case in most situations, right?
yeah, that's why you got to make sure that like you can focus on just generally helping them because the product does all the other stuff without you,
Right.
right? Because it's like, look, if I have to sell you on the fact that it does this, this, and this, and this,
Yeah.
then it's probably not going to do this, 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 and this.
Right. Kind of like
There you
me and the jumping jacks in the morning. Yes.
Yep.
Yes, I have an alarm clock that says that I should wake up at this time so that I'll have the time to do those jumping jacks.
Right.
That never happens.
Yeah, I know.
All right.
All right.
Any last parting words as we wrap up today? And again, if you guys want to get connected, how can folks connect with you?
At TIEGER on Instagram.
There you go.
Okay.
Yep.
Now you know.
All right. Now
But
you
now,
know.
so you're connected now. So now you can go back in and you can drop a comment and you can.
Oh yeah,
you-
I'll do
people
all
can
that
connect
stuff.
with you,
And
right?
then what's it called? Yeah, I'll shout you guys out and stuff.
Appreciate
you guys
it.
will get more followers and everything. I'll probably cut up a clip from this and throw it on Instagram and tag you guys and shit.
Cool.
So
I
Oh.
can dig.
yeah,
My full name, my handle is Pepe Rodriguez Maria Sarachon Hernandez Jorge Jr. the third de la O.
is
And-
that with a P?
It is.
Okay, cool. I got it.
I got it. I
It's all
got
registered
it.
in.
OJ,
Hey, you know what? We appreciate you coming in.
Oh, thanks for
Thank you
having
so
me.
much. This was awesome. What a pleasant surprise. I didn't. Tim said something about maybe a special guest being in today. We never know because
Right.
it's such an active store, and
Right.
and Tim's created an environment that just invites creativity and people to
Oh.
come contribute. And it's becoming big. And what Tim always says is like, I don't push the water on anybody. Happens to be here. I
Right.
give people an opportunity to tell their story.
Right. Yep.
And then they're gonna see this around them, and they start with the questions themselves.
Yep. I mean,
It's amazing.
The distributors decide what they want to build out of this company.
Awesome.
And Magic's given Tim and the Baca family an opportunity to build what they want. And what
Right.
they want to build is a community of awesome people sharing awesome ideas and doing awesome things.
See, and how awesome is an adjunct?
It's
being,
great.
being able to just allow people to kind of be individuals within the company.
Yeah.
Right.
Right. It's awesome.
right?
That it is.
Good
We're
stuff.
gonna go to work on him.
Well, it won't take much for me, buddy. You know me. I'm always open. So,
Perfect.
well, we appreciate it, man. Thank
Yeah,
you for coming in.
absolutely.
And yeah,
Looking forward to building a relationship with you
Likewise.
Yeah.
and leaning in on your insight. I am an avid learner, and I'm always green when I need to be. You know exactly what that means, right?
Coachable.
Coachable.
Absolutely.
Gotta be coachable.
Gotta
And
be
so
coachable.
we're gonna end our videocast podcast, whatever you want to call this cast,
All right.
with
All
a little
right.
bit of Oso Motley, Ya Viene el Sol.
There we go.
Are you an Oso Motley fan?
I have no idea what you just said.
We're gonna make
Okay.
you. We're gonna
We're gonna
make
make
you
you an Ozo Motley fan.
Ozo Motley fan.
They
But
are
for
awesome.
those of you guys that are out there watching, all of you Ozo Motley fans, comment below with the things that you feel are holding you back from starting or growing your dream business. And just know that running your business is, it's a very exciting thing, but it's also scary. Don't be scared. And if you are and you do get scared, remember to focus on the three things. Do you remember the three things? Make sure that
start
there's
small.
customers.
Customers.
Make sure there's customers to buy whatever it is that you're selling, and make sure you've got a plan on how you're going to get what it is that you're selling, your products and services, to those people, and just start small.
Yeah.
Yep.
Start small.
That's right.
Build it.
That's it.
All
Build
right,
it.
guys.
Yes.
All right.
Good
Sweet.
stuff.
Good stuff.
And we out.
We
We
are
out.
out. Have a great day, everybody.
Anyone else just love the sound of how you sound in your headphones? I love my voice on those
It's kinda
headphones.
cool,
It's
huh?
so cool. I'm like, damn, this is so sick.